Hi guys, welcome back to DeFi Daily. Today we are going to talk about the latest news, the ones that I believe that are the most important that happened in the last week. And I have selected several of them and I will share and we will discuss together all of them. If you have any other news that you think that could be interesting that I should know or should talk about, feel free to share it into the comment section below. Just before to start, guys, remember that this channel is about educational content and not about financial advice. If you want to invest in anything, that's great, but always your own research first. Remember also that if you want to stay always updated, receive the latest news and be always on track on what's going on into the DeFi space, remember to subscribe to the channel, leave a big thumbs up and drop a comment if you want to also help me to reach more people. Okay, let's start immediately. And I want to start with this news that just came out today. So it is a pretty new news. And it is related to a protocol that we have been already talking about, and I'm referring to Redacted Cartel. I don't know if you saw that video, but in case you missed it, I will leave also the link into the right corner here so you can check it out. The moment when we were talking about Redacted Cartel was everything about the Cure Wars, because in the moment when we are talking about Cure Wars, so all the wars that are related to Cure Finance and acquiring power into that DEX, we are also talking about Redacted Cartel, that is the third player, the third biggest player into that war. The big news that came out today is related to the marketplace about bribes, and we are talking about the hidden hand. This protocol, this marketplace, will allow users that are owning a certain V token. A V token is a governance token, a locked governance token that gives you the opportunity, the power to vote for several kind of proposal to allocate rewards into a certain kind of protocol. In this moment, the token, the protocols that will be supported by the hidden hand are Frax, Ribbon, and Balancer, but many other will come into the next future. The reason why it is so powerful, because from one side, if you have this token and you don't care about using your power, you can sell your votes. On the other side, if you are a holder of the token of a Redacted Card, the butterfly token, and you are not interested to benefit from all the different voting power for the tokens that are collected by Redacted Cartel, you can receive and you can collect the fees produced by this marketplace. The marketplace should go live today, or in any case soon. In the moment when I'm recording this video, it is still saying coming soon, so I can't show you it directly, but as you can see from this screenshot, it will be looking like as you can see from my screen. Going on, another couple of news that came out just in these days are related to Anchor protocol. Anchor protocol, as we all know, is the big protocol that is allowing us to earn a fixed APY, even if from the next month it will be changing, going from a fixed to a semi-dynamic APY. The first news that is related to Anchor protocol is the proposal to increase the loan to value. So in this moment, the loan to value, if I'm not wrong, is around 60%. The proposal is to increase it to 60 to 75 for bETH asset. This kind of increase and this kind of proposal were already approved for bLuna. So it's not something new. It is just a way to increase, or at least this should be the goal, to increase the amount of people, the amount of UST that are borrowed through the borrowing feature. Because remember, the more people, the more UST people are borrowing through the borrowing feature, also higher is the revenue for Anchor protocol, and also more sustainable is the platform. That's the reason why they have proposed this kind of increase. Plus, as you can see down here, bAtom has been added to the different collateral that can be used on Anchor protocol. And this is going into the direction to use more collateral in order to push more people using the borrowing feature on Anchor protocol. As you already know, I'm not a fan of this kind of model. I still believe that it still has to demonstrate that many people want to use it. As you can see, this is the chart and it is speaking pretty clearly. The reality is that since the end of the last year, the amount of people that are using the borrowing feature hasn't increased. On the other side, we should also add that the whole market is not just about Anchor protocol. All the money market hasn't seen so big request for new UST, new stable coins. For the simple reason that when the market is going downside or sideways, the request for stable coins is lower. And for which reason? For the simple reason that using your asset as a collateral in order to borrow some kind of stable coin is increasing your risk. And in the moment when the market is so volatile, the average user is going to reduce the risk. That's also the reason why in a certain way we are seeing this kind of reduction. In any case, it still has been demonstrated that adding new collateral will bring new value to Anchor protocol. Going on, still related to the Terra ecosystem and to Anchor, this is a big news because they have increased the capacity of Ozone. Ozone is one of the biggest protocols in the moment when we are talking about insurance. It is a native insurance on Anchor protocol to protect your AUST. And they have increased the capacity to 200 million. So now if you weren't able to protect your AUST in the past, right now you should be able to do it. Don't worry if you are worried to not be able to retrieve the different news. I will leave all the links into the description below so you will be able to check them by your own self. There is another big topic on Terra, even if, as you probably know, on Terra right now, the ecosystem, so at least the price of Luna is correcting. So it is going down, and that's something that is quite normal and also healthy, because nothing goes up forever. At a certain point, a correction is needed. But even so, it doesn't mean that the ecosystem of Terra, when we are talking about DeFi, is simply stopping. Absolutely not. And as you can see from Retrograde and Reactor, both of the protocols, as we already talked, aims to be like a convex on top of astroport. And the idea is to create this on top layer where people can collect this kind of governance token and can have some benefit from platforms that are collecting all of these tokens. The reason why I'm sharing with you right now both of the protocols is because they are quite ready to launch, and both of them are going through an airdrop. You can retrieve the information about the airdrop on both of the Twitter account. Reactor has just released the information and you can find them here. Retrograde, to be honest, has gone already through the snapshot that happened into the 30th of March. And so it is quite close to the launch. I suggest you to check both of them because they could be a big and important player into an ecosystem that is still growing a lot. Closing with a final news about Avalanche and Terra. They have been working together in order to, let's say, from one side, the goal of the Terra Foundation guard is to increase the reserve that are backing the UST. This is something pretty interesting because from one side, UST is going from a simple algorithmic stablecoin to something more. As you probably heard, the Luna Foundation Guard is trying to back UST not only with Luna, so it's not just the borrowing system that through the arbitrage is allowing you to mint UST or to borrow UST using your Luna, but on the other side, they are creating a big reserve of Bitcoins and they are buying hundreds of millions like every week, and that's quite impressive. On the other side, they are also adding, in this case, Avalanche, AVAX, the coin AVAX, to back UST with a diversified set of assets, and AVAX will be one of them. The exchange between Avalanche and Terra has been around $100 million. So right now, behind UST, there are also 100 million of AVAX. On the other side, the Avalanche ecosystem is receiving 100 million of UST, and the reason is to incentivize the adoption of UST on the Avalanche network. Remember, as we have said many times, the goal of all the different protocols is to go in cross-chain, multi-chain, and to increase the availability of their tokens and cryptos among different kind of blockchains and ecosystem. It's like a war to gain the most traction and the most user adoption. So that's all for this top news of the week. Many other news will come into the next week. The reality is that this week not so much happened, mainly related to the market that were going pretty down, so it is struggling a lot. And on the other side, because most of the attention were on the Bitcoin conference on Miami. In any case, some of these news are quite interesting, specifically the first one related to the inner hand on the marketplace about bribes on a Redacted Cartel. And I will talk to you again about news the next week. In the while, remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new, leave a big thumbs up if you like this kind of content, if you appreciate it, and leave a comment if you want to also help me to reach more people. Let me know what do you think about this news, and if there is any other news that could be quite interesting, share it into the comment section below. Guys, I will see you tomorrow with another video. Bye guys.